giving you story after story. Everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp, episode 64. Yes, sir. Dream of Judgment. Yeah. Got a good one for you today. And this happened like about a week ago. Now, let me get into it. Now, about a week ago, I was sitting on the couch. And then, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'm sitting on the couch, man. I'm just chilling, watching some stuff on YouTube or whatever like that. It was, that morning. And I was sitting there, man. And then, my little daughter was in here and then she left out of here. And I was sitting there and then all of a sudden I started getting sleepy. So I fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? And while I was falling asleep, man, I went to having a dream. So in the dream, I'm sitting up here. I see, those of you that know, when you get a dream that the Most High showing you something because the way it looked, you know what I'm saying? The vivid and you know what I'm saying? The you know when you having a dream and it's just some anything, man, it looked just like you see yourself how we look today. Like, let me say it a little bit better. Like right now, we in a 3D world, and you see things as some might say in 4K. Like, you know what I'm saying? So imagine when you get something from the Most High, and you know, he's showing you, you know what I'm saying, something about, in heaven or in the kingdom or sometime maybe hell. It's like if reality, the regular reality that we see every day is like in 16K. You know what I'm saying? That's how it look. In other words, the reality that we see right now, it look fake compared to, you know, to that dimension. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If it sound crazy to you, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so I'm sitting up here. I appear at the SL. It was like some steps leading up to this building. It was all like white marble. Then I'm seeing a bunch of people sitting around. At first, you would say maybe these some messengers. No, they were like regular people, but they was in all white. They was all in all white. But see, all of them were young. Look, they was like from probably young teenagers up to, maybe early, late 20s. You know what I'm saying? All of them were real young, but they was all in white. You know what I'm saying? A couple of them, when you look at them, they look young, but for some reason you realize they were ancient. Can't explain that. You know. But anyway, so I'm just sitting around these people and we all just looking at each other. Nobody was talking. or none of that. But it seemed like these were all judged and they were judged righteous. When I was just sitting there around them. But it was this big door, and I had to go through that door. So when my time was to go through that door, I'm already seeing all these that's just sitting around me, that's just looking at me. I'm already knowing they judge to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe they already been in there. So I'll say this would consider like when you go through that door, like you're in a judgment hall or something. So I go through the door, it's my time to go in there. And I'm knowing all of them wearing white now. So I go through the door, and for some reason, I'm just looking down. And that's it. I'm just looking down at my feet and at my what I'm wearing and everything. I wasn't really focused on what was in front of me, but I was just walking straight through this big hallway, and I noticed all my clothing wasn't white. I noticed that when I looked down at my feet, shoot, I had on some my my shoes wasn't white, they were black. I noticed another, something else on my clothing, it was black too. But all the rest of it, the more I walk and I'm looking down, my stuff was white though. But my whole outfit went white. So and I keep walking, and I notice it's like the shirt I had on or whatever, I don't know what it was, might have been like a breastplate, you know what I'm saying, that went around on, in front of my chest. It was it was purple. It was like purple, but it had some glowing gold on it. But I'm still worried about I still got two pieces of clothing that were black. I was worried about that for some reason. So I kept walking. I said, hey, I got to get out of here, man, because I ain't all the way together. I knew in that dream, I went all the way together, man. It was so when that door shut, you don't supposed to be able to get out of there. Let me get to the part where I seen when I got almost to the front. Like I said, I did not lift my head up and look toward who was sitting right there that would judge me. I didn't look. But I seen this other dude, and he had on all black. And all I seen two more dudes. And the dude looked kind of, I don't know if he was white. I don't know, kind of strange. I know he wasn't as dark as me, you know what I'm saying? But I seen two more people that got on each side of him and they were taking him somewhere. I said, man, I gotta get out of here, man. I ain't all the way together. But you don't supposed to be able to go back out that door. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I was able to leave out of there. I was able to bag all the way up and go back out the door. The door didn't open, but I was able to pass through the door and go back on the outside. When I got on the outside, them same people that was sitting out there, they just looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they was young, but they looked. But felt like these people are ancient though. Like they've been there for a long time. It was something else happening in the dream, but I ain't really got time to tell that part. Maybe I'll tell it if somebody bring it up, I'll tell that little part. But this was the part that really, really got my attention. Okay, so I was able to get back out the door, back out to the little waiting area, I say. Because the part where I was in, man, in my mind, they were telling me this is a judgment hall. So I came back out the judgment hall, back out here in the waiting area, like where them steps at. I automatically knew it was two things. It was two things that is in my life that I needed to work on. Because ain't no talking, man. You it's like when you getting ready to get judged, man, you know what you're doing wrong. You know what he gonna judge you on. He ain't nobody got even got to tell you. You already know. It's like ain't nobody talking and really got to say nothing to you. You already know what 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 he gonna deal with you on because and you didn't know at first, but when you get there, you already know, man. And the two things that I can tell you, one of them is I have a problem. Sometimes I say something out my mouth that I shouldn't say out my mouth. Maybe that like I'm just leave it that way. You know what I'm saying? Which it can be just your thoughts too. You know what I'm saying? You can think of something and not even just say it out your heart. I mean, say it out your mouth, but it's in your heart. So when I came out, I went over there to the side and I instantly kneeled down and I started praying. And I was asking the Most High. I wasn't in front of him, but when I was going through that judgment, how I made it to the end, like I said, I didn't look up. I only seen it was crazy, man. I automatically started asking him to forgive me for those two faults. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. The other day, I'm gonna tell you what happened. The other day, I asked the Most High to show me. Sometimes I pray this to show me, you know, if I have any sin, transgression in my life that I need to be dealing with that I don't know about, to show me. Boom. That's how he did it. It's good to do. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people like, man, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I don't never get in that mind state. But then when you get in that mind state, how can he help you? Rather you be, what I'm saying, cold or hot, man. But you got somebody that lukewarm. The problem is some people they think they perfect. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I ain't got that problem, man. But he showed me. He showed me where I was lacking. You know what I'm saying? I thank the Most High for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know time. You know the worst time to know is when you get right before them and you getting ready to be judged. Moral of the story is, it's good to know. It's good to know what, your faults. What that can get you, you know, thrown in the lake, man. Before you go before the judgment, because by the time you go before the Most High, and you ain't got time to repent no more. So good to know right now and deal with them situations, deal with that sin right now, because beyond popular belief, a lot of people gonna be judged on some that, you know what I'm saying, might be something simple, man. I thank the Most High, he showed me that. And with that, I say, peace out. This is episode 64, The Judgment. Ooh, man, that was scary. But be on the lookout for episode 65, Tales from the Sipp. Yes, sir.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.